All right, ladies and gentlemen, live broadcasting from the parts unknown is the Clem and Call Show Special Edition. Uh, Today we have a special guest with us, and today we're just gonna jump right into it. We're not gonna waste no time, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, distinguished members of the royal family, and honorary members of the media. I present to you that
Hey,
we have Miss
it's
Chaos. Miss Chaos from Girls Next Door Brawls. Yay.
hello.
Applause. Yes.
Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, yes, welcome to the Clement Claus Show. We're so happy to have you. And like I
it's
said, you have, oh my God, has been such a light to the business. From I think day one since we've seen you, you just have hit it out the park. You guys are doing great things out there in your neck of the woods. And ladies and gentlemen, with the whole 9:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, it's still sunlight where she is. So the
Yep,
part of the part of the world she's in.
yep.
So we're gonna get right to it. What got you interested in catfighting?
so I was actually working as a bartender at a shitty little strip club, and the guy who runs it, he came in and was like, "Hey, do you know of any girls that would be interested in fighting for money?" And I was like, "I don't know them that well, but I definitely am." And so then he invited me to do the first fight, and I didn't tell anyone or anything. So I was like, "Oh, I'm definitely dead. Like KO for me." And then it all was like kosher. It was exactly what he said it was. So I ended up ripping that girl's panties through her cooter. I don't know if you've seen my first fight, but that one was definitely violent and fun. and and that girl, that first girl, I thought she still fights as well. She was actually at the last fight that I did. She had just done one the night before. And so after that I kind of just got addicted. Like anytime it would come up, I was just like, all right, I'm doing this. Like it's fun. It's a good way to get out that little extra aggression, and it's like the day after, no, I've won 6 times out of the 7 times, and I always make the joke of even when you win, you kind of lose because your body's like ah. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I got into it.
Wow. And so what is the biggest thing that you learned from your first fight or your first fight or two to the ones you do now? What's the biggest thing you think you learned or you grew on?
I think it's the grappling, how much like just getting the other girl onto the ground. And then one of my favorite moves is to pick them up by their arms when they, because you cross your arms to defend yourself when you're on the ground. And I
Okay.
pick them up by those and smash them into the ground
Mm,
using their own weight against them. And
Mm.
doing
mm.
that always ends up with like, that's how I get the really quick out, because your whole body is like hitting that ground, that hard surface, and
Yep.
you lose your breath. And so if I get tired, because there's like 2 or 3 when I was fighting Athena, I was doing a lot of like, my hard punches and whatnot. And I can swing for sure, but just the weight of my arm hitting, my knuckles get so swollen and whatnot. And I've got a day job. I gotta be able to use these hands to deliver and whatnot. So
Hmm.
uh that I realized that I didn't need to rely on like the body punches as much as just getting in damage in any way that you can.
Good strategy. Good strategy.
Very
Clem,
good
I'll
strategy.
Yeah.
let you answer the next couple of
All
questions.
right, so yes, so the experience of catfighting, as you said, so basically you're getting more and more confidence. So I know you have different strategies. So what kind of
Yeah.
strategies do you want to use? It depends on the style of the fight. So you have a strategy going in,
Like
but how much in match adjustments do you make?
after the first round, I like gauge how much my gas tank is at. Like, am I feeling like I can just keep going, keep going? Because then I'll make the second round, very showy, very. Like I'll do some kicks and whatnot, but if the first round I'm already exhausted, then that's when I'll switch to my grapple mindset of like, okay, let's get the damage in while we can and have the energy to. But also, it depends on the girl. Like if a girl's scratching a bunch, like I have a permanent scar on my my tit and like on my stomach and whatnot from from it. And so if she's scratching a lot, I'm gonna shove her head down and then be like basically behind like that. So that because it's way harder to scratch when you're trying to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's a lot to do. A lot of my fighting style is like, okay, you can't hit me with whatever the hardest thing you have in your uh profile, fighting profile. If I can get you to not be able to land that and then
Yep.
be able to land my hardest hit, I'm probably gonna win.
Yep.
Yeah, that and it's worked out. I mean, the only girl that did beat me was like 170 and 5'8", 5'9".
Mm.
Like I'm 5'3" and 140.
Mm.
So
Yeah, for people who don't know, and most of these cat fights, you want to be as close as possible, man, because we don't want to see a lot
mhm,
of mismatches in these things. So at
yeah.
least I'm saying this for the fans, not for the producers and the fighters. The fighters will fight no matter what. The producers will do the best they can, set rules, locations, all that
Mhm,
stuff. So that's
mhm,
simple stuff. So when we're talking to her, pay attention, guys. Pay attention for information from a fighter's point of view. So
yeah.
keep that together. So with that being said, who is your toughest opponent so far? Besides Athena, who is your toughest opponent in your 7 matches?
Oh, damn. So hard to remember the names. I think Athena, I would say, was on the easier side because she was more in the porn industry and whatnot. So she thought what I love to do against an opponent is surprise because they will expect like a lighthearted fight, and then I start bringing them the fight, and that shock of like, oh shit, I'm getting my ass beat is a lot of fun to me. So I think the person, honestly, the one that I lost, I can't remember her name right this instant, but that was 2 fights ago for me. There was a lot of that fight. Like we went all 4 rounds, and there was a lot of that fight where I felt like I had it and I was doing good, and like, I was getting, I got out of a headlock and whatnot, and then that 4th round, she got like an elbow into my back, and it was just like, oh, and I hit the ground, and that feeling is just the worst. So I probably would say that was the most like painful, hardest opponent yet. And we're gonna do a rematch. I think I could still take her, but yeah.
Mhm. Okay,
I know.
go ahead.
I know. Sometimes with physics that come into play, it's like if you got,
Yeah.
which is why you want to try to keep it as even as possible. But when you're in a
Mhm.
real life situation, there's no guarantee that the other person is going to be your same, size and
No.
weight. And so now, what do I have in my arsenal that I can use against her
Correct.
to,
Exactly.
to come back? And
Mm.
the next question is: there anybody that you haven't fought yet that you would love to fight, or somebody you might have seen maybe in another promotion or another group?
Oh,
Or
yeah, I think I want to do doubles fights. So I want to there's I think her name's Rose or something. She I recorded her pre-fight a little while ago, and it was a lot of fun. So I think it would be so much fun if we both did a fight together, like on the same side against 2 other girls.
Hmm.
I think that would
oh, so
be
you mean
so
the
much
tag
fun.
team? You talking about doing the tag team
Tag
Yeah,
fight?
team.
Fight.
yeah. That's what I want
Okay.
to get into. I think that would be so much fun.
Okay.
Hmm.
I know with tag teams, there's so many different
Yeah.
ways you can do it. It's just a matter
My
of
name is
how.
Chaos, so
Yeah,
That's
that
true.
would be
That is true.
chaotic. You can do a tornado tag where both of y'all are going at the same time with the other girl, and just, or you can do a round robin. It just there's different ways you can do it. So I guess whatever will work for all parties involved,
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as y'all bring the pain, literally,
Yeah.
figuratively.
That's all. I just love to bring a show. I'm a performer.
Mhm.
I was a dancer for years and whatnot. And I love to make the lasting damage really show, that I'm not just like playing pretend or anything. Like I am fully fit hitting with my full force, no pullbacks. Like I'm coming for whoever's in the ring against me.
Those
Yeah.
are the kind of girls we like. We actually like. We like the ones that like to, go for it, have reckless
Mm,
abandon, but at the same time, be aggressive. But at the same time, you also have a very good defensive strategy. So that sounds like it's a good thing. So how'd you get your name, Chaos? How is there a story behind it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm
That's
looking
what
at.
actually used to be my dancer name.
uh, I was looking at the question list and trying
That
to
used to
see.
be sorry.
Yeah. What I'm gonna
Chaos.
say. I'm
Oh, go
trying to
ahead.
say.
Sorry.
What is your favorite tactic to use in a fight? I think you kind of alluded to this a little bit, but is it just the weight thing that you talked about, or is there another tactic?
I think also the speed tactic, like being able to be really fast in one moment and then being able to control the tempo of a fight,
Hmm.
where you run it,
Mm.
you go in, bam, 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 two, three hits, and then you're back out, and then you're walking the floor with them, and they don't know which way you're coming or if you're going
Mm.
to attack like that again. So you're able to get in their own head, and they start to fear you because you're in their head because they don't know when the next fast attack happen again. I really like to do that.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So basically, she like kind of like an MMA thing. You get your hits in, you move out quickly,
Mhm,
slow the tempo down, left,
mhm,
right, depending on which way you want to
mhm.
go. You just use the speed and tactics against your opponent because you don't know what they're going to bring. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So I take it that in the background, so you look like you have wrestling background, MMA background, and boxing background. Am I
Mhm.
saying all this correctly?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I was the first girl on my wrestling team. I started wrestling in seventh grade.
let's see.
Yo, interesting.
Yeah, well, she's good, man. She's
Yeah.
answering most of the questions. I got them. Let's see. What is your favorite thing about catfighting? You know,
Good question.
about the whole thing as a
I th-
whole.
so we after I win, we go out and everyone comes together and we all get a drink, and like the other girl is always like, both of us are like, "Hey, no hard feelings," and we're both like, "Good job, you did it," and we're all like beat up and whatnot, and it's just this wholesome moment of going from like complete chaos, complete reckless, like you were saying, reckless abandon, feeling that true sense of like, and then immediately after that, it's the most wholesome shit you can imagine. Like the juxtaposition, I really love.
Oh
Mm,
wow, wow.
Yeah.
that's a
Clem?
very different answer. I know. I'm trying to find some good questions. Oh, so she pretty much answered all the questions I have. I'm just trying to get two out of my head. Okay, so how do you prepare for these fights? Are you working out? Are you doing breathing techniques, yoga, all
Stretching.
this stuff,
So,
tai chi, all that stuff?
yeah, I do yoga like every morning and whatnot, and then I also run. I'm a cross country runner. So I run like a good 7 miles a day. Because I run 3 in the morning and then four once I get home. And I just been addicted to running since I was like a kid. Went through some shit and was like, this stuff hits the dopamine. So for me, I don't do a lot but a lot of people have been talking about how that I should start really upping my game and like training, and I have plans to do it.
Mhm.
Um, it's just kind of finding the right gym and finding like where I want to be and yeah, what that looks like for me. But there's definitely plans for moving up into, real like mixed martial art, like
Mhm.
MMA training, like and kick. I really want to start training kickboxing because I don't know if you guys watched my last fight, but I was kicking her quite a bit, and my whole top of my foot because I was doing the wind up kicks,
Yeah.
and the whole top of my foot after the first round went completely black, and
Ooh.
then was like, "Oh," and so I had to go.
Okay, it
Yeah,
seems like
people.
we were losing you. You may
Yeah,
be
she's. I think
hitting
Oh,
she's
in the
on a
bad
sorry.
train.
area.
Yeah, she's on a train, so that's also another thing with the
I just
connection.
gotta is my exit.
Okay.
I'm almost there. I'm almost to my apartment. Someone was supposed to pick me up and they bailed, so little peeved
Well,
about that, but
Well, you can always kick
we're
him
almost
behind
there.
later. Kick him behind later. Next
I'm gonna
time, give me the
sumo.
key. You know.
And but yeah, I really want to start actually like upping the training and getting into kickboxing and whatnot.
Mhm.
Because I like my toes went white and my whole top of my foot, like this big, went black. And I was like, ooh, I have fucked myself up by trying to fuck someone else up. But I finished that fight. I won that one. And I was just like, during the break in the round, I was like rubbing my foot and was like, okay, blood, return. And I was able to turn it back around and still throw some more kicks, but definitely going to be working on those.
Mhm.
Okay. What is stronger, the thrill of winning or the hatred of losing?
Oh, good question.
Hmm. Definitely the thrill of winning. Like, there's nothing better than a win. Like the the feeling after, like when it gets announced and you're like, "Ah, I'm
Yeah.
so tough."
Yeah. WWE
Yeah,
stuff. Yes.
yeah, yeah. And like, I love being like, I'm a little bit of a poor loser in that kind of sense of like, I totally am like, "Ha, ha, gotcha." But I think, when the same thing happens when everyone loses, you immediately just want to excuse it and be like, oh, here's the reason why I lost. So it's
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Especially if you're going to be fighting again, because if you get too hung up on that lose, you're going to make yourself afraid of it. And you can't be afraid if you're going to win.
Yes. Take notes,
Yeah.
fighters. Take
Wow,
notes, man. In other
that's
words,
the comment of the day.
that's excellent. That's an excellent comment.
Don't be afraid if you're
So
going to
don't be afraid to lose, right? Do not
Don't
be
be
afraid
afraid
to
to
lose.
lose. Yeah,
Learn.
no.
Learn.
Learn and get stronger. That's
I
why
love it.
I'm gonna go fight the girl that beat me once, and I'll fucking win this time for sure. You
Mhm.
gotta believe in yourself.
Yes.
Self motivation leads to
Yeah,
results.
yeah, exactly.
So with that being said, so your next fight, do we know? I know. Is it? I mean, just give me a approximate. I'm not trying to
I think
approximate.
we were talking about maybe in the next month. It all depends on. It's hard. It's kind of hard to find me someone to fight because my videos are used to show the new girls and whatnot, like, hey, this is what it looks like and whatnot. And so a lot of times they're like, oh yeah, I'm willing to do it, but not against her. And so so I have to like, a girl has to win a few or like get confident in herself to go against me a lot of times or
I
not
agree.
have seen those videos.
Ah,
You
I
know,
see what the
so
pattern is.
Like
yeah.
she got me laid out over here. But like,
Yes, she
oh,
did.
I'm in not against her. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
She's already got the intimidation factor already that people don't want to fight you already.
Yeah. Yeah. Seven
but you
fights
know
in
what?
and it's hard to find someone.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you already have a psychological advantage already
Yep,
in
Yeah.
your head. Already. That means I already
They've
know
convinced
all for real.
themselves that I beat them in their head.
Yeah.
exactly.
They've
And
imagined it and I'm just making it a reality. It's a little
the
gift for them.
one
Like
the,
I'm like, here you go.
the one thing I try to get my ladies to understand is the psychological part
Yes.
is really half the fight, but it can be more
Yeah.
so 2/3 of the fight.
Yep.
Because if
Yeah.
you're already psyched out, your body is naturally going to react to it. You'll
Correct.
get tense, yeah, and it's just going to go downhill from there.
That's why
It's
Go
I
ahead.
try and stay as calm as possible during a fight. I have my bitch face on. Like I'm a real bubbly girl. Like, you catch me outside of the ring, I'm like ha ha he he. But in the fight, I'm very like stone cold Steve Austin.
Exactly. And this is exactly what we and
you
this is what
know?
and this is exactly what we try to tell the girls, most of the girls. You can be friends outside the
Hmm.
mat, but when you're on the mat, please. No, 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 no. No friendship, man.
No.
We here to handle business. After the fight, we can be friends. It can be
Yep.
all cool.
right. Y'all can go kick
Yeah,
it.
Y'all
everything
can
can
go
be
kick
Jump in
it.
the
kosher and
hot
cool.
tub,
Yeah.
soak.
But y'all remember, y'all
Yeah,
here to handle
exactly.
business, right? We're here to handle business,
Hmm.
right? And that's it. Nothing personal.
Right.
Love that.
The way, and if I'm like feeling a little certain way, I'll just be like, in my head, I'll make up a story and be like, she's got my money. My money's on the line. I'm not letting nobody have mine. Like,
There you go.
so,
Sometimes you got to do that.
you
You have to
know,
do that sometimes.
you got to
Yes.
awaken the dog in you, you know?
We all have
Yeah.
it, man.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. So you kind of touched on it a little bit about how they'll show the other girls your matches or whatever, and they were like, we don't mind trying it, but not against her. Do you
Yeah.
find that
Yeah.
we're trying to find other girls just I find that it's easier for women to recruit other women than it is
A
Yeah.
guy.
as a guy. It's just one of those things
For
because
sure.
they feel like you
Like
have
I
more
was
of a vested
saying,
interest because you
yeah,
handle.
I feel like, yeah, I definitely agree because I got recruited by a guy, but I also immediately thought I'm gonna get sex trafficked. I'm dead, And I had to be like brave enough to show up in spite of thinking that, And I think that's where a lot of women that get recruited by guys don't make it over that hump of the fear of the possibility that it's not what they say it is. Whereas when you have like I have a lady friend teen who she really wants to get in on it, and I've been telling her she's an awesome woman. I want her to get into fight so much, but it's way easier for me to just be like, oh yeah, I do this. This is what it's like, and show them the video of it, and
Mm-hmm.
then they're like,
Right.
yeah, I want to do that. I want to make that money. Like,
Mm-hmm.
whereas
Mm-hmm.
when you're like, okay, you could have just downloaded that video. Those two women aren't here, you know. It's a lot
Right.
easier when you have the physical proof with your own face in it. Of yeah, this is real. That's me. Let's go do it.
Okay, I got a question. So, for perspective of a lady, what, in your opinion, how do you, I mean, let me try to phrase this question correctly. What is your opinion on why, there's less girls that want to try this besides the money issue, besides money?
I I think there's also the thing of like not everyone is like an aggro woman, Like I've had a lot of life experiences that taught me how to fight and how to hold myself in a combative scenario. And if you don't have that, like it's very hard to learn, especially just on your own. And so, you get in the ring, you get your ass kicked the first time,
Mm-hmm.
like I was talking about earlier, that fear. Well, her fear just intensified by 10 because she was afraid when she got in the ring, didn't know what she was doing, and now she knows she'll get her ass kicked. Like she's never gonna believe outside of that reality that she has been shown herself. And so I think a lot of women also have that fear that that would be the reality. And they're not even just soft women. I think there's combative women who couldn't face losing on such a public form, you know? Like
Mhm.
it is a hit to the ego. It is a hit to, you
Mhm.
know, your reality.
Mhm.
Mm. And I love that you mentioned that because I find
Same.
that sometimes, because one of the things that it's just, I don't know if it's a switch, mental or what it is. I've seen fights where a woman would be winning, and let's say she's just winning, she's just ragdogging this girl,
Mhm.
and
Hmm.
she'll give up because the other girl who she's beating up is too stubborn to quit.
Hmm.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
And she
I
was like,
felt
I'm just tired of beating on it. I was like, but that's not how this works.
Correct. This is
yeah.
not how it works.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, the last that was almost how the last fight I went because I was just beating the shit out of this girl. Like she was just a string bean tall girl, but there was nothing to her. And so I was just like Frankenstein walking at her, fucking punching, and then being like, you know, throwing a bunch of punches. And then I'd get her on the ground, be punching the crap out of her. And I'd be like, have her on the ground and be like, are you done? Like, give up. And there's that creates frustration. It's frustrating. Like, because you are taking damage when you're punching. Like I was saying earlier about no one wins a fight really because you still hurt tomorrow morning. So
Fact.
I'm just beating the crap out of someone. I'm basically beating the crap out of myself. Like, there gets to a point of how much do I want to beat myself up
That's a good
for
point.
a little bit of money?
That's a good point.
Right.
Because the recovery levels is crazy. Because like you said, there's only so much things you can do with the ice packs and the salts that you know, Epsom salts and all that other stuff. Takes a while
Yeah,
for
yeah.
these injuries to heal up.
It's like a week
That's
at least.
that's where for me, if it was me, if I was in that position, that's where I would be like, you know what, I gotta go to attack the because some people is so stubborn, they'd rather be choked out than to submit.
Correct.
Fine,
Correct.
For
we'll just
real.
choke you out and you out.
Correct.
You just
Mind over matter business at that point. Some
yeah,
people just refuse to stop her.
they just
So the way I
refuse.
look at GND girls, it reminds me of like Crystal Films. It reminds me a little bit of SoCal styles. It's kind of like a no holds bar type kind of cafe. That's what it reminds me of.
You made me walk home. Yeah, butthole. Sorry, guys.
Okay, no problem. Cool.
Yeah.
Where are the car keys so I can go to the roof? 1 second, guys.
All right.
Mhm.
I will repeat my question in a minute.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I got like one question left on my sheet, which is, do you see catfighting as a sport? I mean, as a sport or a fetish?
Or both.
I see it as a sport, but I know that it is viewed as a fetish. Like I'm playing a sport. It's just like volleyball to me. You know?
Mhm.
Like people consume volleyball in a very sexual way, but they're just bouncing a ball around. Like they're not doing anything sexual innately.
Mhm.
And I think that's how I view it. I am just an athlete doing a fight, and people are going to see that how they see it.
Okay.
Okay, I got one more question. So
Yeah,
when it comes to tactics, what are your favorite kind of tactics to you? I mean, I think you already said this, but I'm trying to
yeah,
ask
you're
a
talking about
different.
throwing people down using their weight.
Gotcha. I'm trying to
I
act
took
like
that off
if
your
you,
list.
I'm riding the
yeah,
elevator. 1 second.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I'm throwing that one out. I'm throwing that one out.
Now, I do have another question that I noticed in just about every fight I've seen you in. You wore nothing but black.
Exactly.
I don't know. Is
Mhm.
that your power color, or is that something like for chaos that gets you in the maleficent mind frame, or what is
Yeah,
it?
Heavy metal rock thing.
yeah. I feel like I put on a bit of a persona of like I'm a bad bitch, and fucking black goes with everything. Black's always gonna look good on camera, uh, and it's always gonna be like a position between because usually the other girls will wear like neon colors or whatnot, and so
Yeah.
it's like I'm the Grim Reaper, and I'm gonna fucking beat your ass now.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Outstanding answer.
I love it. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
know this. I said she wears black
Every
in
fight.
every match she's in. I think she wears
Yeah.
black.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know if that was intentional or if that was just, hey, I got something that fit. It's got to
Correct.
fit. Are you picking out the outfits, or is it
Yeah, I pick out all my outfits. I buy all the outfits. The last one I went to was Fantasyland, and that's the where I got like the stripy black, and it was like a circus kind of vibe. I loved that one. I'm so sad that I got ripped that last fight, but it was it was like black and silver circus stripes, and then it had like little booty shorts, and then there was a little matching thong underneath it, and I was like, "This is so cunt! Like, this is everything I've serving." Like, and then there's the makeup is like the extra final part. It's like I know that this is gonna get messed up, but that's kind of like the fun part of it, right? Is like doing something to be destroyed is fun. It's like a
Mm.
rage room.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think cat fight is like a human rage room.
It is a
Yeah,
human rage
yeah.
room.
It's like
Yeah.
Catfight is just
let's
a
beat the shit
place
out
where
of each other.
exactly. Just beat the heck out of each other for
Yeah. For no
however long these
reason.
fights are.
Oh, ours are four rounds, 4 minutes a round, I believe.
Okay, four
Okay,
rounds, 4
So they're
minutes.
pretty
4 minutes.
long.
That's not bad.
That
I
fourth
like the way
round,
I like how he set up the rules where if you stay long enough, you actually get paid also at the end, even though you're getting your behind kicked. It's kind of interesting. I haven't
yeah.
seen that one in a while. Not many people do that. I don't think I've seen many producers do that.
Yeah.
He's
The energy,
he's the
yes.
he's a great producer. Like he's
Mm,
amazing at it. He's always like reliable
yep,
and whatnot. And he's really communicative. Like
yep,
we're
fact,
bros. We're buds. Like
facts. This is a
fucking
fact.
yeah.
The
Like
man is always talking to people. He's always saying, "I need you to do this.
yeah.
I need to do that." And hey, as
Dude,
Kappa
we
fans, that's
share
what we want to
movie
see.
recommendations. He's like, oh,
Hey,
here's some good classic monster horror movies and whatnot. He's got great ones. Like
mm,
Uh, but I think the paying the loser like half or whatnot is how you get people to come back. Because
correct.
if you get your ass beat and now you're depressed because you just got your ass beat and you got nothing for that, you don't want to
True.
do that again. You don't want to do that again.
This is facts.
You immediately want nothing to do with that, and you think you're stupid because if you at least get paid when you lose, then you're like, "Yeah, I'm still a winner. I walked away with something."
Mhm.
Whereas when you walk away with nothing and now you're in pain for a week and like
Yep.
who knows if you can do your day job
Yep.
and whatnot, like it's all about making sure that your fighters still feel like fighters, not like
Mhm.
morons. You know? You don't want to leave a fighter feeling played by you.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Wow,
And he's
love it.
never done that. He's never done that. I've always felt respected. Like last fight, I also have a rule of I don't do face punching. Look at all these piercings. I don't want that. No way. I don't want permanent
Gotcha.
damage. Fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
And most fans don't
And
understand that. Most ladies don't want to
yeah,
do face wedding because the face is the money maker. This is how you get
yeah, yeah.
paid.
Like I only
Most of these
got
girls
one
are models.
face.
Most of
And
these
so
models
this
are muscle dancers.
my last fight, the girl punched me in the Hey Deborah. Sorry. Good. I'm just doing a podcast. I'll move over there. No, I'm not cooking today. Good to see you. Just gonna go right over here. um, also, are you going to George's tonight? Yeah. Gus passed his CDL test today. So we're gonna probably go there at like 8:30. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Deborah's my
Go
neighbor. I
ahead.
love it.
No problem.
But as you
Uh,
were saying, you said the
As you were
last
saying,
girl about face punching.
punching.
yeah, the last girl, she punched me in the face 4 different times, and so I literally
Wow.
told him, I was like, "Hey, that's not my fucking not the move I'm gonna make. Like that's not okay to me." And I surcharged up. I basically penalty feed him and said, "That's gonna be 500 extra if you want me to keep fighting because I don't fuck with that." Like,
Gotcha.
I,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I,
Yep.
Cause now
I
you
had a
get
black
into
eye. I had to go to work the next day with a black eye. Like, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you get into what we call in the wrestling business receipts. Like
hmm
Yep.
when
Yep.
all right, you do something, bam, I get one leg back. There's
Yep.
the receipt
Exactly.
because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Exactly.
you
Oh
paid
no, I
for
did. I smashed her face into the ground. Is what I did, and then she tapped immediately.
it. Yeah.
But
So
Yep.
that's the
yeah,
receipt.
hmm
Yeah, sometimes it be like that, but it's just,
Has to be
now I
like
can
that.
understand if it's accidental, but if you hit my face 4 times,
four
come on,
times.
Times I
No,
gotta do
fuck
something to you.
you.
No, no, no. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. No,
come on.
that's
Was this
not
her
walking
first
away on.
fight or something like that, or
Was this the
Yeah.
first fight?
She had done 2 fights back to back, and I already
okay.
didn't. She had been racist the night before, fighting the other girl, and so I was like, "Oh, I'm beating your ass for that girl. She already beat your ass, and now you're gonna get your ass double beat."
Oh wow.
Yeah, because um, she was pulling the girl's hair or something, and then the girl was like, "Stop pulling my fucking hair," and then she was like, "Well, it's not your real hair anyway," and so she got her ass beat for that twice. So
Wow.
What are your thoughts
yeah,
on hair pulling? Because
I mean,
that's controversial in itself. That's
I've
why I'm bringing
had
this up.
I've had my chunks of my hair pulled the fuck out, like
Wow.
chunks pulled out. And every time a fight ends, I've got some hair missing for sure. Like I could go like this and it will just be like hair out of my head. So I get that, we were talking about the fetish and whatnot. I get that that side of it is moneymaker for him, right? That's a moneymaker for the producers. That's what you guys, want to see. And, it gets people going, it gets them excited, right? But
Like, you, you are a national treasure. We like
You
protect this
are.
queen. Protect this queen.
I have no more questions.
As
Eh,
She
we
answered
say
all
in
my questions,
as we say in
guys.
the hood, protect this queen. Protect that queen.
I got no more questions for y'all. I'm done. She answered all
okay.
my questions. I'm
Yeah.
All
good.
right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to, you know what, the stuff that I wrote down and kicked it out. Ah, shit.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
But you can find her on IG if you
Yeah,
want
find her on
It's
IG.
everyday poor kid corner on Instagram. That's me.
Everyday Poor Kid.
Yep, everyday poor kid corner. Grew up poor as hell.
Let me see. Let me try to see if yeah, because I
Everyday,
hated that. Now I lost it. Every
everyday
day
Poor
Yeah.
Kid
for kid
Kid
corner.
Corner. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
So
okay. So okay, I got one more
That's me.
question. I
hmm
got one more question. I just now came to my
All right.
head. What is your advice for all the girls that want to do this? What is your advice for them if they want to do it
I
in the
think
future?
I think go into the first fight with an open mind. Don't think that you may win, you may lose, but just experience it for the thrill of you're doing something new. You're doing something different. I
Okay.
like to call it my little side quest. I'm doing a side quest. I have a regular boring day life, but then I get to be a whole different version of me. I get to be chaos. Make up a fun name. Do pick outfits for yourself. Like get yourself in a storyline, and
right.
so because
Mhm.
for me I had 6 fights in a row where I was 6-0 undefeated, and for me that was like a storyline. Like I'm on my Rocky shit. Like I'm
Mhm.
growing and growing and growing, right?
Yep.
And then I have my loss, and then I'm like, what the fuck is her name? The bitch who got she lost, she arm bars Ronda Rousey. Then I was
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, and oh, I lost, suicide. allow yourself to be dramatic with it. Allow yourself to fucking be a cat in the cat fight, you know? Be a
Mm-hmm.
character and
Got
and let yourself live that character for that amount of time. It's
got
very
you.
freeing.
Yeah, she gets it.
Yeah.
She does
She
get
gets it.
this. She
She
gets it.
gets
Yeah.
it. She gets it. It's
Fantastic stuff,
like I
man.
said, like legend already. Legend.
I agree with you there. Oh my
Thanks,
days.
guys.
Legend.
Oh my
If
days.
this world had another 11 of y'all to make a good dozen, oh my god,
I'm impressed. This is
it
very
just
impressive.
yes,
Seriously.
yes,
We got
yes.
quite a
Well,
few. We
thank
got
you.
quite a few quests, and we haven't had someone this open in their answers
Hmm.
and so
Yeah.
honest in their answers. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
keep it
Legend.
real, keep it 100, as they would say.
So that,
Yeah.
I just don't have the time for bullshit. I enjoy life and I enjoy the life I'm living as I'm living it. Might as well talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well,
So,
ladies and gentlemen, again, we welcome Chaos to the show. Oh my god. You know, again,
Fantastic.
we love doing these interviews. This is gets into the beat. Me being a producer,
mhm.
Clem being,
A
he started
fan.
out as a fan. Now he's seen enough behind the curtain
Yeah.
Correct.
to understand how this works.
Welcome to the industry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I
yes.
always tell people. Welcome to the industry. I
But
ain't
the
even
thing is,
funny.
it's
Yeah.
good to have the perspectives of everybody, the producers, the fans, the fighters,
Yeah.
and that whole
Exactly.
synergy. Like
Yeah.
I just love talking to anybody connected in the industry, regardless of what part they play in it. Because
Right.
it's all needed. Because without the fans, without the sponsors,
It doesn't
really
work.
almost none of this goes. So you
Yep.
got to
Yeah.
have the fans, you got to have the sponsors, and
And
then
Hmm.
yep, you
from
gotta have money.
there
You
you
must have
got
money.
then you got to find the talent. If you don't
Correct.
have no
Yeah.
talent, you still,
You
Right.
can't
and
do
then you
Yeah.
got to
nothing.
have somebody as a producer that puts it all together.
You're a boat without water.
Yes, you're
Yes.
both without water.
Without
Oh
water.
my
Yeah.
god, yeah. Well
No.
said. Well said. So,
Very well
ladies and
said.
gentlemen, we are going to take a commercial break, and commercial break, and we're going to do the sidebar part
Correct.
Mhm.
with Chaos. But I'm going to go ahead and put my socials on. My socials is Claus Webb on Twitter and IG.
And me, I'll
Clem,
give you a
I
chance.
switched to this new one.
It's okay.
I
I
hope
got
I
you.
got
It's the
this
same
right.
one. It's the same one, man. Nothing's changed. Clem Okufo 3000 on IG and Clem Okufo on Twitter. Yes, you got it right.
Okay.
Yes.
And so the next main episode we will have is June 9th, 2025. We'll be doing the special edition, another special edition for June 9th.
Yep.
Make sure you tune in on the shows for everyone who's been watching. And so we're going to go ahead and sign out for now. But like I said, Chaos, stay on for the sidebar. And for all of our loyal listeners, we thank you. We thank you.
We appreciate you
Thank you. We
guys,
thank
man.
you. Been doing this for 4.5 years, and we do not
Four and
take,
a half years, man.
yeah,
That's massive.
we do not take your support for granted.
No, we do
So,
not.
so let's see. Until next time, broadcasting from the parts unknown. Yes, this is
We out.
Clem.
We out.
All right.